Hello everyone and welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson and I'm so glad you are here with me this evening. If you are new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching on the replay, know that you are guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out the regular days and times for my streams listed in the description below, where you can also find information about my online Reiki classes, community Discord, social media, crystal shop, and so much more. If you are here with me live, go ahead and click that live chat button and feel free to request any healing, specific or general, and I will reflect it in our crystal grid. We will spend the first half an hour to 40 minutes building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to your requests, and then we will transition into about a 25-minute energy healing session where I will turn the music up, turn the lights down, and send healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. If you're watching this on the replay and you want to skip ahead to the healing, go ahead to about the 40-45 minute point and or when the lights shift downward, and you can just go ahead and enjoy the music and the healing from there. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. And let's go ahead and pop into the chat and see what requests we have so far. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome in, Vincent, Chris, D-Goblin, Cora Carr. Hope everybody's doing well. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll start off with some requests. If you have any requests for healing, go ahead, pop it into the chat. Whether it's general or specific, it's completely up to you. And we will go ahead and build a beautiful crystal grid to support everyone here. And Grace, yeah, welcome also, Grace. I don't know how I skipped over your name. There you are. Oh, it's good to see you. Hope everyone's feeling well. Vincent and Cora Carr, congratulations on the negative COVID test. This is what we like to see. Let's take a peek at the crystal grid. I already started chipping away at it for us. All right, so here we go. I've started us off with some rose quartz because we have really just all needed it lately, haven't we? So I decided to just leave this right in grounding in the center. We super need it. Lots of loving, supportive heart chakra energy, just pure judgment-free love. And we've also got citrine here. Oh, hang on just one moment. Sorry about that. We've got some citrine to help us manifest some financial abundance. Inside of copper rings, copper always helps to get the energy flowing, get the energy moving, break up any blockages. The clear quartz is a bit of an amplifier, so that helps to take any stone that it's near or intended to work with and amplifies the energy of it. It's also a great way to work with stones that you don't physically have in your collection. You can always use clear quartz to kind of stand in where you need that crystal that you want to work with. They're recorders too, so you can always use them to hold the imprint of an intention you're working with, or a manifestation, or a type of healing that you're calling in. So yeah, that's what we got to start out. So let's see what we have from everyone here. Awesome. So we've got, good stuff. We're already doubling up on good things. Amethyst, Lapis, Carnelian. Let's see, where did I put my lapis? Here it is. I've been working a lot with lapis recently too. Oh, D-Goblin, we can totally support you there, and you're always welcome here. Absolutely. I struggle with depression too. Thankfully, meds help, but it's not the only thing. Yeah, you're doing this totally right. You are welcome here, just as you are. It's all good. It's all good. You're among friends. Okay, so let's see. So we've got some, I'm going to get through everybody's requests. So let's start with the top. We've got the requests from Cora Carr. One was for Amethyst. Let's go ahead and bring in this beautiful chunky amethyst. I love this cluster here. It's on matrix. This is actually how the crystals form. So yeah, so amethyst is fantastic for beginning your spiritual journey or kind of integrating your spiritual journey into your everyday life. It can help you with setting intentions around living up to your goals, for taking responsibility for yourself and not taking responsibility for others. And it also helps with recovery, 12 steps, and any kind of addiction type stuff too. So it's actually often associated with like 12 steps and other types of healing. So let's go ahead and put the amethyst right on top of the rose quartz. And it's Dwayne. Okay, welcome in, Dwayne. We've also got some carnelian, which is excellent for anything having to do with relationships, not just romantic ones, although definitely those, but even relationships with those we work with, those we live with. It can help us to see how we can relate to one another in a much deeper way. Sort of like, okay, I can do this, you can do that. Let's try to figure out the best way ahead. This is also fantastic for things like creativity, fertility, and also finding your partner. So we'll bring this in. There we go. Precious stones and spiritual healing, it's like the stones have their own energy that they can provide, and we can bring them into as we bring them into our energy field or want to work with them, we can kind of, in a sense, absorb some of the healing impact that they have. So I feel like it helps in that way. Additionally, it really helps to have something as like almost a focus point or a totem to connect with. It makes me think of the movie Inception, where they had their way of telling if they were in reality or not. It's not quite that intense, but more like when we're working towards an intention around healing, having something that's a touchstone, something we can physically hold that embodies what we're looking for from the universe. In that regard, it helps too. It's also like a can't hurt, might help kind of thing too, I find. But there's a lot of ways it can be used. Also for, like I said, intention, but I feel like the healing, in a way, the vibration, just the way I feel when I hold them, kind of changes how I feel. So I hope that helps. It's a bit of a convoluted answer, I guess. Some more carnelian. It's a bit of a hard question to answer because it's so experiential. It's like more based on experience than it is... It's more based on experience than it is like hard and fast science fact. And as far as spirituality, everybody uses them a little differently, which I think is actually really awesome. I like that about crystal healing and Reiki as well. Everyone uses them all so differently. I feel like it helps us to have our own connection to the world around us. Some can absorb your negative energy, and some can kind of share with you their positive energy. And I think for me, it's more the second one. They can bring me some kind of energy. Sometimes they cancel it out. Yeah, some absorb not so great energy, and some bring much better energy. And balance, protection, clarity. Your mother, prosperity. Let's bring in some iolite. Oh, that's where my mookite went. I was looking for that like wild, and here, where did I find it? Right where it was supposed to be, alphabetically. Oh, and lapis we're supposed to do. We will do Iolite helps with money management. I still need to do some research on like opening up to accepting abundance, especially financial abundance, and I want to do some work on that to find some support for Vincent. But in the interim, Iolite can really help with like managing money in a spiritual sense too. This is a stone that can help us connect with our spiritual wisdom and our spirit guides. It's connected with visionary meditation. It's connected with actually even things like weight loss and fever, believe it or not, on the physical level. But it helps on a very intuitive level with our connection with our guides and that spiritual guidance, as well as being so grounded in things like mundane seeming as like financial abundance. So I hope that this helps, but I'll keep looking for some other answers for you. The positive energy flows over me and helps. In a way, yeah, I feel like it enters our energy system, like whether it's over, through, yes, I'd say. But yeah, I definitely feel like they like share the energy with us, or maybe they're vibrating at a certain frequency, and so we kind of tune to it, almost like a tuning fork where you can, you hear a certain frequency and you can adjust things to meet it. To me, it feels kind of like that. It feels like that's happening naturally. I hope that helps. Oh, it's all good with the multiple questions. I'm sure there's better science based answers for things like this. I'm just more connected with the spiritual. I like that answer, Korakar. Works like an old-time crystal radio, for sure. Oh, and Lapis. Lapis is great for so many things, including honesty and integrity, especially for career advancement and development, whether you're staying put or going to another company or even a different career. But this is one that it helps us to grow and mature and deepen at ourselves and to find and connect with others who are grounded in honesty and integrity. So if you're looking for colleagues or people to partner with that have those same qualities, this can be helpful. Greg and Susan who are always here, are looking for some support in finding an attorney for them for something. This is one that I would use to help with that. And they're also looking for something else too. They're looking for help with publishing a book. This would be a good one to bring in if you're looking for people to connect with, that you want to be very above board, honest, open, high talk to do ratio, as my friend Janie would say. This would help you connect with that. Back pain, spinal sound. You got it. We've got Lapis. A lot of folks use this too for things like vertigo. I've never used it for that. I've not struggled with that, but it's an interesting concept. Let me know if you have used it for that, if you found it helpful. Balance, protection, clarity. That really makes me think of Tiger's Eye. Tiger Eye is a very balancing stone, and it does help with clarity and perception, seeing things from a distance, like looking down. It's almost like when you can't see the forest for the trees, Tiger Eye can help you gain a little bit of perspective. It's thought to be really helpful for things like studying and research. But more than anything, it's labradorite also is very helpful in this. It helps with research, finding the needle in the haystack and things like that. But more than anything, it helps you take a lot of information and a lot of noise and whittle it down to just the facts, just the things that are important, just the bullet points. So I feel like this might help with that clarity, but it's also a very protective stone. So yeah, let's do this. Balance. It's also one that I find to be very balancing as well. Internally, like in terms of it working with the solar plexus chakra, but also in terms of working with grounding intuitive energy and logical energy. Citrine also is even more potent in that regard. It really does help to balance intuition with logic so that we can see where the information is coming from so that we can make the best decisions possible. So yeah, let's put that in for her. I'll see if I think of any other good stones for her too. Let's see. And your mother and for prosperity. We had been using Rhodonite because I do see some requests for like love from Grace. And so this Rhodonite is a helpful stone for, this can also be good for Patty. When we talk about unrequited love and like a broken heart, whether it's grief over like someone passing away or grief over the end of a relationship, this is a stone of like brokenheartedness too. This can help in those regards, whether it's grief, whether it's breakup, whether it's anything like that. Rhodonite helps to fill in the cracks of your heart and open your heart to love again. I actually have crematory jewelry made of it. I'm wearing it right here. So there's that, but it's also excellent for the lungs, everything from asthma to anything to do with the lungs. So I know your mom is bouncing back from long COVID. I hope that this can be helpful. There's also, this can be really helpful for balancing energy within the body, the yin and the yang. Yang being action, excitative energy, like physically getting things done. Yin being the passive, restorative, nurturing side. So it can help bring us back into balance, which we always need after a long illness or, any kind of shakeup. But yeah, excellent for all of those things. Also great for autoimmune stuff, which I struggle with. So I use this. I find this crystal to be really helpful. Let's actually turn this way. Change it up a little. Go. So I hope that helps on all of those levels. This is a very come as you are, bring your heart as it is kind of stone. I've always found it really reassuring on so many levels. Hey, heart. Awesome. Samantha, welcome in. Oh, absolutely. We can help that. Cool. All right, let's see what else. So Grace, we have healing depression, happiness, and love. So definitely the Rhodonite. And you're not the only one who's requesting help with depression. Like I said, I struggle with that myself. That's an ongoing thing for me too. I use all the things that are helpful. I do, as I mentioned earlier, find relief from some antidepressants. Not everybody does. And there's a lot of side effects with those. It's one of those things. It works for some folks. It doesn't work for everybody. Isn't that the case with everything, though? A stone that I've found to be really, really helpful with, and I can't find a lot of information on because it's fairly new and people have their own feelings about it in general, but it's Aqua Aura. This is clear quartz that's been actually processed. It's a man-made process using metal, in this case, titanium. And I've just seen elsewhere where other folks had suggested it for help with healing depression and supporting someone who's working through depression. I was gifted these, and so I never would have thought to use these kinds of like altered stones at all. I thought they were just more or less cosmetic, but there is definitely a different energy about them, and I found them to be really helpful. So I'm going to bring these in. I hope that these help. Let's see. Yeah, that looks really great. And I'm also going to take this larger piece and kind of place it here, because I feel like that can help. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got that there. And happiness in general. Yeah, yellow calcite. Yellow calcite helps with our sense of joy, finding joy in being exactly who we are. It takes our sense of self, which is located in the solar plexus chakra, and it helps us to find joy in that self-expression and also to find joy in life. It can be a really uplifting and happy stone. So I'm going to bring some of that in. There we go. Actually, yeah. So that's some yellow calcite. Let's see what else. Back pain, spinal stenosis. Chris has gotcha. Let's see. I also feel like something that could be helpful here is, and along with our aqua aura, if we're feeling like we don't quite fit in and we never have, a stone that works for me when I feel like that is blue kyanite. It helps with radical self-acceptance, like accepting yourself exactly as you are, especially if you've ever been like shamed or blamed for who you are. So, for example, folks in the LGBTQIA communities, this is a great stone to work with when you feel like you are learning to love who you are, despite being told that you were unlovable for being who you were. Yeah, radical self-acceptance, loving yourself exactly as you are. Also helps with understanding our spiritual guidance. So anytime we're getting intuition and it's like, I can't quite understand what it means, excellent stone right here. This is also one to work with for, it's thought to be anything having to do with neurological care, especially if it has to do with speech or mobility. So, yeah. Blue kyanite. Let's go ahead and bring that in. Hope that helps. And money, financial abundance, psychic development, hip and back pain, breathing and lung issues from smoking. Iolite here helps with weight loss. And we've also got I wish I could provide miracles. That would be awesome. But I can definitely put some intentions out there. For finding someone, definitely carnelian. It's really helpful for that. Also moonstone, which could be helpful. I'll see about adding that too. Add something about being overwhelmed. Yeah. Politics, stuff that's going on with friends, world stuff. Yeah, for real. That's just real. Absolutely. And 2 of your husband's friends lost their moms this week. It's a lot of change. Yeah, that is a lot of change. And back pain, spinal stenosis. Let's work on all of these. I think the emotional overwhelm, I'm going to bring in Bloodstone. Also goes by heliotrope. Here it is. This is like my emotional stuff hits the fan kind of stone. It lifts despair. It gives emotional and physical perseverance and stamina. Relieves self-doubt, which is always helpful, and can help quiet a racing mind. The green is very much reflective of the heart chakra in a very deep and supportive way, And there's red flecks within it that basically help support our root chakra. Anytime that there is just like earth-shattering kind of stuff going on where something happens and not only is it an emotional hit, but it feels like the whole earth just totally shifted beneath us. This can be a stone that helps us to ground as we process some serious emotional stuff. So let's bring this in. Let's bring in some bigger pieces here. I just feel like we could use all the support we can get, so I'm going to bring in some smaller pieces here too. Yeah, there we go. So I hope that that helps. I hope that helps Heart and all of us. Absolutely, Chris. And let's see. Got some other stuff going on. Physical healing. Let's bring in some garnet. Strength in times of challenge. It also helps with courage, practicality, organization. It's a very Capricorn kind of thing. But yeah, garnet can help with, even with some leadership to some point, to a certain extent. But yeah, anytime that we need reassurance and strength in times of uncertainty, change, anything that just feels like things are changing, whether it's for better or for worse, or you're not even sure yet. This can help you feel a little bit more stable, be able to keep moving forward, and do the work that needs doing, helping to kind of put one foot in front of the other. Also helpful for like organizing. Go. For prosperity, let's see. I also want to bring in some leopard skin jasper. This is an amazing stone for working with animals. Whether you're working with animal guides or your animal or pet could use a little support, healing in any way, leopard skin jasper, super perfect to work with. So let's bring this in for Samantha's dog. Smoky Quartz, I feel like, can help with a lot of the like nervous, unsettled energy that a lot of us are feeling right now. It's great for protection, and it also helps to transmute energy. Like, it actually changes it. So it doesn't just sort of like move things along, it actually shifts it. This is also great for calming worry and energy blocks. Anytime you feel blocked or restricted or just stuck, and anytime that you feel like you're just worrying, and there's no like end to the cycle, Smoky Quartz can be one of the helpful stones. It was used in the Middle Ages too to help protect against theft, which is just interesting to me. This Smoky Quartz was used at that time to help prevent theft, as was the herb rosemary. That's why you might see old pictures of Europe where like they have paintings of, or like urns of rosemary outside the front doorway. It's thought to be protective. Let's see what else. I feel like moonstone's helpful. This is another one to help attract love. It also helps with divine timing, connection with the lunar cycles, and our own intuition. So it's a great intuitive stone. It's also helpful for anything having to do with women's health and for releasing patterns. And we worked with this a little earlier today. There we go. That feels right. I feel like it's called for today. A little bit more moonstone. We're still coming out of that Aries full moon. And I know maybe it's because I'm an Aries rising, but I still really feel the energy of that. Is there one stone to rule them all? Honestly, if it resonates with you, whatever the stone is, but I would say clear quartz. It can hold all of the intentions that you might have. Absolutely. And it can also stand in for any other stone. Like you can ask it to represent another stone that you might not have. And it works really well for that. It works really well for that. So I would say clear quartz. Let's see. Smoking cessation, Untitled, absolutely the best one that we have for smoking cessation. Addictions in general, but particularly for smoking. Another good one for anything having to do with women's health too. Whether it's fertility, menopause, anything. It's also good for relationships, marriage. It's like a kind of a multi-purpose stone in that regard, but considered very sacred for women's healing and is sort of like the go-to for quitting smoking. There we go. And what else could I bring in? I'm going to bring in some serpentine, calcium, magnesium, muscle weakness. And I feel like this could help with bones. Anything having to do with bones and bone pain, serpentine. I feel like this is a good one for pain. I find it's helpful for me. Not everyone feels that way about it. And then I'll bring in some hematite, or sorry, not hematite, howlite. Howlite is good for anything having to do with bones. Breaks, dislocations, being in the wrong place, osteoporosis, calcium absorption, anything with hair, teeth, and bones. This can really, really help. It's also great for anger, resentment, and frustration. It helps us to move through really difficult emotions in a way where we're not avoiding what's there. We're able to just work through it without being quite so impacted by the effects of the anger and resentment. Easier to go into the root cause of it. It's got a little bit of lightness there. But yeah, anything having to do with bones, spine. And I'll bring in some Amazonite too. So here is our howlite. And then I'm going to bring in Amazonite, and then I'm going to pick a few stones for you all to vote on. I don't, Chris. Starrolite. Hey, Mary Sue. Yeah, Dwayne, I think my favorite way to, that's a good one. You have a black tourmaline with you and you don't feel overwhelmed when you're surrounded by a lot of people. That's a great stone. I would also say, I would agree with Cora Carr. If you're going to pick crystals or stones, close your eyes and attempt to just feel which one calls to you. Yeah, for any reason, if you feel attracted to a stone, whether it's your eyes look right to it and you're really intrigued, or you feel it and you're like, this feels nice when I hold it. For any reason, if you feel like called to the stone, that's the stone to work with. When I first discovered Rhodonite, I was like, oh, a pink stone? Ugh, really? And I read it and I'm like, I don't think any of that applies to me. And then through working with it, later on it did. So yeah, it's amazing. Sometimes we get attracted to a stone that's like, this isn't something I would normally think to work with. And lo and behold, it is. Yeah, there's no wrong stone to work with. If you're holding it and it just feels like kind of off, just try a different one. But honestly too, if you grab a stone and it feels just slightly off, you can put it near some salt, and it's thought to help absorb energy out of the item that might not be the most helpful. And that works for anything, not just stones and crystals. But yeah, just put it near the salt. Salt can pit certain stones, so I would just say put it near the salt, and that can help. Yay, Mary Sue. Let's see, and the one other one I wanted to do was Amazonite. Yeah, this one is excellent for neuro, spine, and nerves, also calming, which we could all use. And also self-respect and self-care, remembering to prioritize ourselves. So that's Amazonite. We've been working with it a lot here. Yeah, excellent for spine stuff. Excellent for spine stuff. Any kind of nerve, anything. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and kind of take a peek through my crystals. I'm going to take a stroll through the requests and the energy of the night and the energy of all your requests. And I'm going to come up with a couple of suggestions, and you all are going to vote on which one suits the grid best. So bear with me one moment. And we will see what I can come up with. Chat amongst yourselves. It's really taken me a minute this time. It is a nice looking grid. Let's see what feels like it needs to go there. You're way too lazy to read. I totally feel that. YouTube is the place to go when I'm too lazy to read. You're always welcome here. There's probably some audiobooks on crystals and things. I don't know of any offhand though. So I'm going to say my suggestions are I feel like it needs to be like kind of light. So here are your choices. More rose quartz. I feel like the inexhaustibility of its energy for love and lack of judgment and just sort of unconditional love and support that this can bring, I think it'll continue to balance well in the grid, especially because there already is some rose quartz. And the other option I have is green aventurine. This is a stone that helps us to kind of see a slightly larger version of ourselves, especially if we've been a little self-deprecating lately. This is one, green aventurine is one that helps us with expansion of what we feel we can do and who we feel we are. It can help with also the kind of the small heart or kind of hurt heart where you feel like you just can't reach that far. This is a stone that allows you to say, you know what, I'm going to heal any wounds that are in my way and holding me back so that I can reach out further a little bit more, set my goals a little bit higher, reach for something I really want to do where I felt like maybe I couldn't do it before. It's also really great for anything having to do with allergies. It's used by a lot of folks too for fertility, which is interesting. But yeah, allergies, eye problems, especially eye allergies, like where your eyes get really itchy, this is thought to be a helpful stone too. So go ahead and vote for your favorite of those two. You are not limited to just one vote, hint, hint. And I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is and how it works, and then we will dive into the healing. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. And the style of Reiki that I work with the most is known as Usui Reiki. Usui Reiki is named after the system's founder, and this system, or really method, was devised in the early 1920s in Japan. While it's a fairly modern method, the kind of basic foundation of this energy work comes from the understanding and the thought behind just how the universe works that we see in Japanese culture, going all the way back to their indigenous spirituality known as Shintoism. In Shintoism, everything has a soul. Everything has energy. Everything is interconnected. And in this interconnectedness, there are several different ways in which our energies overlap. All of our actions impact the greater whole. All of the other actions of others impact us. And in that interconnectedness, there are separate energies or frequencies is, I guess, a good enough word to suggest what Reiki would be. It's one of the many energies of the universe that all of us actually have flowing through us right now. It's flowing through us. We've all felt it. It's not new, but consciously we may be completely unaware of it. And in the West, we don't have an awareness of it so much. And we also may not have a conscious practice of working with it. With this style and approach of connecting with this energy, essentially what I'll be doing is connecting to this energy of basic healing, support, and balance that is already a part of you, that you're already familiar with on a very subtle level, that your body, mind, and spirit work with all day, every day to help support the highest healing that's possible for you in this moment. I'll be connecting with that energy and directing more of it to you to help support any intentions you have for your greater good, and also finding that natural balance that maybe we don't consciously understand. Just like we're mostly made of water, even though we don't think of it that way, and water is so required for every basic function that we have, we don't have to think about it all the time. We can simply bring it in, and our subtle body knows exactly how to apply the water to do all of the functions our body needs it to do. Same with Reiki. It's flowing through us on a very spiritual level, and our body, mind, and spirit utilize it to support the best things that need to happen in the moment on an ongoing basis without us having to consciously focus on it. So I suggest during your session that you get as physically comfortable as you can. Sit up, lay down, it doesn't matter. You can move around and adjust all you need to. I suggest you close your eyes and just sort of allow yourself to see what you feel. You may feel things in your physical body as sensations. You may feel some emotions coming up. You may get some of your subconscious coming up, the parts of you that we normally don't hear and listen to being able to finally get through to us. And we also may get some guidance and intuition spiritually. You could have any of these or all of these. So I encourage you to just sort of like pay attention. You definitely don't have to keep your mind silent. You definitely don't have to focus on anything. In fact, sometimes the things that come into our mind are actually there for a reason. It's like insight. So I suggest that you just go ahead and find a cozy place, adjust yourself accordingly, and enjoy the time. I will turn the lights down, and you'll notice that the lights will move through several different colors. They will not flash or strobe, so you're good there. I will bring the music up, so you'll be able to hear some beautiful, relaxing music made by another content creator. You can find out more information about her in our description below. And it'll be a 25-minute session, at the end of which you'll hear my voice come in and encourage you to take a deep breath, start to come back to your body. And at that point, I'll reopen the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have or hear any experiences that you might feel motivated to share. But during this time, you can simply lie there and take a nap if you feel inclined. Or maybe you feel like you want to blend this with something else, like journaling or stretching or yoga or anything that feels right. This is your time to simply focus on your self-care, which often looks a lot like doing nothing. So I encourage you to just get cozy, enjoy the session, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions at the end. If you'd like to learn more about me, my online Reiki classes, community Discord, social media, or crystal shop, all of that information is in the description below. So thank you so much for being here, and let's get into the healing. Let's see. So both, we're using both. It's always both. How would we only pick one? And to answer your question, Dwayne, if you use all the crystals, it'd probably be pretty intense. I find that sometimes if I use like all of my crystals, it's almost like too much, but sometimes it's not too much. I don't think it would hurt. We've made some pretty wild grids here. We've definitely made some pretty wild grids. Let's do this. Yeah, that looks nice. We've made some pretty wild grids here, and nothing bad's happened. We haven't blown ourselves up yet. Let's see. Awesome. Fantastic. I think we have a beautiful grid. Thank you everyone so much for helping to build it. It was all of your intentions that brought this into reality. Thoroughly appreciate it. So go ahead get comfy. I am going to turn down the lights and turn up the music and send Reiki healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. One thing I forgot to mention is that because we're all interconnected and this energy is flowing through all of us all the time, regardless of how far you are away in terms of miles or kilometers, or in terms of time, the energy will still meet you exactly where you're at to support your greater good. So thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with all of you. It definitely does not deplete me. The Reiki energy is abundant, and I'm not giving you my energy so much as sharing the universe's energy and directing more of it to you. So if anything comes up to mind and it feels a little heavy, just take a deep breath in and breathe it out. Okay, thank you for being here. Enjoy your session, and we'll be going until about 20 after. So, yeah. And thank you. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out, slowly coming back to your body. Move your fingers and toes. Gently stretch if you'd like. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or anything to share, you can go ahead and pop over to the chat. So grateful for you too, Heart. I will be back as regular time Sunday at 8 p.m. And then, of course, my usual weekly hours. Tuesdays at 10 a.m., Wednesdays at 4 p.m., Fridays at 4 and 8 p.m. You're so welcome, Grace and Vincent. I'm so glad you feel better, Grace. Oh, thank you, Chris. Lots of love to you, too. I hope all of you have a beautiful weekend. Do I still make scarves in my free time? Yes, I have a whole big brimming bag of them, like this big of scarves. I will take a picture of the ones that I have and let you know. Right now I'm working on a blanket, but haven't had a lot of time to put into it because, kittening. Oh, you're so welcome, Dwayne. I'm here 5 times a week live. You're always welcome here. And you may find relief in watching the old ones too. Anytime you need to pick me up, just look at the there's a playlist of past healings and you can just let them run in the background. I hope that helps. I'm so glad this helped you feel better. Yeah, you're very welcome. You're welcome, Key. Good to see you. Glad you said hi. Loving all the love in this chat. Yeah, you have a great weekend too, Grace. I do hope everyone has a beautiful weekend. This weekend in Philly is going to be a traffic extravaganza. There's just all 5 teams are playing, and there's going to be a Philly bike ride and all kinds of fun. And it is going to be fun as long as you're not driving. So I'm going to stay here in my neighborhood and hang out with the kittens and get some cool stuff done for the channel. So I hope all of you have a beautiful weekend. I'm sleepy now. Oh, Heart, you're going to be in Delco tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, you won't be that far from me then. Thank you, Heart. You have a great weekend too, Chris. And you're so welcome, Korakar. Quartz in my shop. Clear quartz? Oh, I guess I don't have any clear quartz in my shop. I should put that up. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you email me or email the website and just remind me who you are, like, unless it comes up Dwayne, then I'll know who you are. I'll throw some clear quartz in there. For sure. Yeah, I have some clear quartz points. And I have some rutilated quartz, but that's a little bit more advanced. I mean, not advanced, it's still great stone. But I will definitely throw some clear quartz in if you place an order. Oh yeah, you're going to try to fit it all in, Heart? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to get done. Yeah, Delaware County is... The part of Delaware County you're going to isn't far from me at all. So, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have fun. Yeah, I think it's the 24th or something like that is the cutoff to register to vote in PA, so... Yeah, I have to drop off my ballot, like, this weekend or something. I have a mail-in, but I don't trust the mail in my neighborhood. I know better. Okay, everyone. Well, You're so welcome, Samantha. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here with an abundance of gratitude and hoping that you all have an absolutely outstanding weekend. I will be back Sunday evening at 8 p.m., so I hope to see you then and there. And remember to take care of yourselves. Thank you for being here, and bye for now. And snowing where we're at yet? No, thankfully. Yes, it will be dated and signed. Awesome. So thanks again. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.